Welcome to the DVR. This video tutorial is about Sitecore 3.0 events. You'll first sign in to Sitecore 3.0. Next, you'll go into Content Editor, open up your content tree, and find your resort-specific house. You'll find the event folder. Open that up and you'll see subfolders underneath listed. To create an event in the Test Events folder, I'm going to right-click on that folder. Click Insert, Event. I'll name this Test Event and click OK. I'm going to start by typing an event name, a quick short description, and a long description. And scroll down to the event types. If you don't have event type selected, it will give you a red bar and giving you an error before you save. I'll select a few and click Save. Notice that that red bar disappears. From there, I'm going to add in an image. To do so, I'll right-click, Insert, Image Content. I'll label this as Image Content 1. You will come to find the media picker from our Fab 5. I'll click Browse to grab an image and go into the media library to select my image of desire. From there, I'll save, submit, and publish. Right now, I'm only in the test environment, so I'm just going to publish to web. Once that image is published, I'm going to go back into my event. From there, in this parent-child field for images and videos, I'll go into my event folder, the subfolder, and then find my test event. I'll grab my image content and move it over in the selected section. If I were to add a basic content element, first I need to add it underneath the test event page. Right-click, Insert, Basic Content Element. These are going to be your basic Fab 5 content editing functionalities. I'm quickly inputting this content, but if you have questions about the Fab 5, please refer to our DVR. For this, you'll also want to save, submit, and publish your work. Moving back into the event, you'll scroll down to the basic content parent-child field, open up your event folder, and navigate to your event. Open up your event, grab the basic content element, and move it over into the selected position. If you wanted to add a featured content element as well, you can go into your test event, right-click, Insert, select Featured Content Element. Click OK, and use your Fab 5 content editing skills to create this featured content element. I'm going to grab an image. I'll save, submit, and publish. Going back into my event, I'll scroll down to my featured content element, parent-child field, open up my event folder, open up my subfolder, navigate to my event, and then select the featured content element. Move it over into the selected field. And then the next section is the event dates. This is also going to be event specific. It is important to create this content element and bring it into the selected field so that way your guests can actually view your event when they filter on the landing page. This will also appear on the event details page. To create the event dates, I'm going to right-click on my event, click Insert and select Date Range. I'm going to select my start date to today. I'll select my event end date to the 13th. This next section is if this event repeats over a few days. I'll save and publish my item to web since I'm only in the testing environment. Going back into my event, I'll scroll down into my event dates, select my date range, and move it over into the selected field. I'll quickly save my work. The next line is the event time. I'm going to say event time is at 5 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. I've already selected my event types. I'll type in for cost is $70. Under registration, I'm going to type in a quick example of what you can type in here. Do note that this is no special styling, but it can be multi-line text. You'll notice this disabled checkbox. I do not want to check this when I want my event listed in production. So I'm going to skip that for now. Down into location info, I'm going to select my location. This location title is going to be pulled into not only the map, but under the details. I typed in Vail Village, Vail, Colorado. I'll paste in the exact latitude and longitude coordinates. I do know that this is not the exact coordinates for Vail Village, but this is just for sake of example. Lastly, you'll find a CTA section. In the CTA section, you'll see the basic link editor functionalities that we've seen before. This first CTA is a website call to action. This is going to list in the top right corner on your event details page. For this, I'm going to insert an internal link. The next CTA is the primary call to action button. For this, I'm going to use an example for an external link. If you have questions about the link editor functionality, please refer to the Fab 5 videos. This last one is not going to have the button class on it, but it's an optional secondary call to action link. I'll quickly add in another internal link. I'm going to save, edit, submit, and publish my work. Again, I'm going to only publish to web since I am in a staging environment. In the Vail Events Search Results page, I'll scroll down and now you'll see that my event is listed here. I have a short description, an image, and these are the event types that I attributed to my event. When I click Learn More, you'll see my title, my short description, my repeated dates and my date range, the time that I selected, the location that I typed, the map modal with the exact coordinates I plotted, as well as the location title, the cost, the copy for the registration text, my primary CTA, secondary CTA, my section for a long description, my basic content element, my featured content element. Up in the top right corner, you'll find my icons for the event types and the website CTA link. To understand that all of these content elements that were bound to this event details is totally optional. You don't necessarily have to include the basic content element or a featured content element, a short or a long description. This is totally up to your preference and how you want to configure your event. The most important elements in configuring events is the date range and the event types. This is critical for the event publishing. It will give you errors if you do not include these two items. The reason being, the filtering functionality on our landing page filters by date range and event types. Thank you so much for tuning in to part 2 of creating Sitecore 3.0 events.